Bonjour à tous, c'est Jean pour votre podcast en français pour réussir. Ici, on parle d'examen, du DELF, du TEF, on regarde des sujets d'examen ensemble et on parle des moyens pour s'améliorer et réussir à ces examens. Aujourd'hui, on va faire un épisode un petit peu spécial, un petit peu différent de ce qu'on fait d'habitude. L'épisode d'aujourd'hui sera sous forme d'entretien. Un entretien avec une étudiante qui va vous parler de son expérience par rapport au DELF B1. Cette étudiante s'appelle Carine. Bonjour Carine.
Bonjour tout le monde.
Tout d'abord, merci beaucoup d'avoir accepté mon invitation pour nous partager ton expérience du DELF B1. Je pense que ça va aider beaucoup de gens qui le préparent. Alors, pour que les plus débutants d'entre vous comprennent, Carine va me répondre en anglais. Ce sera donc plus facile pour vous. Alors Carine, est-ce que tu peux te présenter?
Oui, je m'appelle Carine. I'm Karen. Je viens de Hong Kong. I'm from Hong Kong. I am a teacher. I teach my own language. So I love learning language.
Très bien, ok. Et alors, pourquoi est-ce que tu as choisi de passer le DELF B1?
Because my husband, he's French, and we would like to live in France. So I love the language and I love the culture and I would like to be naturalized. I want to be French. So I start with taking the exam.
Ok, très bien, très bien. Et alors, combien de temps ça t'a pris pour préparer cet examen? Tu avais combien de temps de préparation devant toi?
I start in April 2020. And then I finished the exam in 6 months. I finished in November 2020, and I got the result in January, and I passed B1 in half year of preparation. Ok,
et donc tu as réussi. Félicitations. Concrètement, comment est-ce que tu t'es préparé à cet examen? Quelle était ta stratégie et les ressources que tu as utilisées?
First of all, I have a teacher. He was very generous to give me some classes. We exchange our classes. I taught him Cantonese. He taught me French, and he also, he gave me some information about how the examiner they would give us the marks. They will examine and then how things go, and we practice quite a lot on production or oral speaking and writing. And he gave me a wonderful insight, because when we sit for an exam, it is not about only to study the language, it's to how to success, how to get the diploma. So we focus on reading the marking scheme for a while. Then he told me try to avoid losing marks by making very simple mistake, like maybe the gender of the object, like la chaise or like l'argent. You have to write it correctly. So it's quite impressive to me. And I have so many strategy. So, but the main concept is forget about grammar, because we know grammar well, but we need to focus on the part that we can earn more marks, which is speaking and writing. Yeah. Okay. Because if we spend too many times on practicing grammar, it won't. It's not the main point, because we have 4 papers to take care.
C'est vrai, c'est vrai. Donc très très intéressant ce que tu dis, ça va être très utile pour les auditeurs. Et comme tu l'as mentionné, je pense qu'effectivement c'est très important aussi de se préparer pour l'examen en lui-même, même si on sait déjà parler un petit peu français, et si on parle correctement, je pense que l'examen en lui-même est un petit peu particulier. Alors après toute cette préparation, est-ce que tu t'es senti suffisamment préparé avant l'examen?
This never feel ready, but just try to be ready. It was very stressful. In Hong Kong, we only have 2 times a year for sitting for the DELF B1 exam. And other, they are TCF, but TCF is very expensive. I tried and I failed. And then I have one more time is the DELF B1. And luckily I passed, I success. But then if I don't, then I have to wait for 4 or 5 months to try again. What make me feel a bit better is to practice with my husband. We actually, he helped me in the end because we both feel it is very important to pass. So we create a small table and we sit together for the last few days. We practice every day some subject that we got from Jean books, the PDF that about the oral topic, 150 topic. And I also, with his help, I use his PDF, the vocabulary list. Actually, it just gives me more preparation to know, to learn more vocabulary as much as I can because the time is so limited. So learning vocabulary is very good. It's important for the reading and reading paper and the listening part, the paper. So overall, we need to learn more vocabulary. So it's the right way.
Bon, bah c'est très bien. Je suis content que les livres, les PDF t'aient aidé. C'est important pour moi. Est-ce que tu veux nous parler un petit peu de comment s'est passée la production écrite, la production orale? Est-ce que tu veux nous parler un petit peu de chaque partie?
Okay. Let me start with listening because the exam is also start with listening, the first paper. So the listening is very difficult. There will be very little time for you to design, to choose the answer, to write down the answer. There's not much time. They play 1 or twice, and then that's it. So I do not expect myself to get very high marks because I live in Hong Kong, and it is not a very good environment to train the listening. So, but luckily I have a good. Okay, I pass it. So the time is very limited. So I would suggest people to do more test, the mock paper online. That you go to the website, the official website. There's lots of free mock paper, and you can also go to the TV Monde 5, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oui,
yeah.
So
Monde, ouais. You need to do some work before you really go to sit for an exam. And the second one is for my preparation, I just keep doing listening every week on Saturday morning. And it is an exam style. So I will know my marks. So it's quite standard. It's just like half of it. I just get half of it correct. Then I'm okay. So I know, okay, I need to work harder for other papers to compensate. Okay. So after the listening, there should be the reading. Reading paper. So reading is so easy because I read better than I speak and better than I write. So it's not a big problem. So just continue. I do the mock exam when I do the other papers, So I'm very content with it. I got a high mark. So it is a paper that I will get high marks.
Okay.
And then and then is what next? Writing. Yeah, writing. Writing is very difficult to prepare because first, it has different format. You need to write a letter, or you need to write like a SMS, WhatsApp message, or you need to write an article to reply to. Newspaper and also there's an essay, like you may talk about your opinion. So I practice all these formats following a book, and then I have I have my husband to help me to take a look. But remember, when you write, you need to be careful of the numbers of words. You cannot write too much or write too little. And you make sure you have all the you check it grammatically.
Okay.
So how I prepare for that, because I don't want to always write many passages. Sometimes I would do the translation. For example, I see a English sentence and I try to translate it into French. And then actually I have the answer. I have the answer of the French. I would compare if I make any big mistake. It is a writing practice I have. So I hope you understand. So.
Ouais, c'est très clair.
Yeah. So is it the last paper is the oral? Oral
Oui.
is I spent so much time. So it's very, very challenging, but it's very exciting to do. There's 3 parts. The first part is to do a self-introduction. And then you have to really write down it before you present to the examiner. It's gonna be perfect. Like you have to tell the examiner about yourself, and the content is nice that he would ask you some question. So yeah, so I really memorize it well, and then I say it with eye contact and I look normal to tell him, okay, I'm a teacher and so and so. I'm not like memorizing and then say it. I just say it to him with eye contact. And then the next part is an interaction. Like I'm going to throw a party and you have to discuss about what to buy and where is the venue with your friend. Then that would be the interaction part. And it's so many different content. I will talk about it more about my experience in the exam. So the last part is the third part is an opinion. You need to give opinion. Then I have to learn so many things. I have to learn the important expressions, but I learn a lot from Jean book. There's a book, I think it's the 150 subject. It's talk about many like par contre, like furthermore, that connectors and like, it must be great if that kind of phrase and expression. So the examiner can feel that you know the technique. The most important is he feels that you have the technique of discussing and express opinion. Yeah, that's my feeling.
Ok, bah c'est très bien, effectivement. Je crois que tu parlais des connecteurs logiques. Ça, c'est vrai que ça aide beaucoup. C'est très intéressant ce que tu dis. Est-ce que il y avait à l'examen quelque chose à quoi tu t'attendais, tu pensais qu'il y aurait ça à l'examen et qui n'était pas à l'examen finalement?
There's a lot. I have to say, we as a student, we are under stress, so we will. In the exam, there will be always things that you can't control. I remember my first time taking the oral exam. I was too stressful, and the person who sent me a PDF telling me when to return to the exam center after the lunch break. So the person sent me the email. She did not send the right time. So the time was wrong. And then inside the exam room, before we take a break, she told people about the time change, but I wasn't there because maybe I went to the washroom or whatever. So I was late for the oral. Wow. So I lost time. Actually, there's a 10 minutes preparation time for me to read a passage. Wow. It was so awful. And the next time, but anyway, I failed. Not only because of the time that I missed, but I won't say it's a administrative problem. It's just I was not lucky and I was stressed.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is the one that I want to remind students that to make sure the time of for the oral exam.
Oui, effectivement, on peut pas tout contrôler pendant les examens et ça il faut l'accepter. Il y a une part d'imprévu, de hasard, de chance aussi, comme tu as dit. Alors après cet examen, comment est-ce que tu t'es senti? I
was happy. the whole exam give me a new experience. It is an examination that would change my life. And yes, it's proved to be. The whole process is talking about 6 months. And the last 3 months, I was working every day, 4 hours, studying French. And you never know what comes next. So you just keep swimming, keep practicing in the pool for 4 hours per day. And I have never been so hardworking before.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was wonderful. So after the exam, I still tell myself if I won't pass, I will continue to fight for it.
Ok, bah c'est super, très bonne attitude. Donc évidemment, on n'a rien sans rien, comme on dit en français, donc il faut travailler, il faut étudier, il faut pratiquer pour espérer réussir, bien sûr. Bon, qu'est-ce que tu as prévu de faire maintenant? Quels sont tes projets maintenant que tu as réussi ce DELF B1? Tu m'as dit que tu prévoyais de passer le DELF B2 peut-être?
Now I'm in France and I am very contented. Je suis contente. And I know learning French in France is so much easy. So I use this opportunity to also share the experience to people who do not learn French in France. They live overseas. It is hard to learn French not in France. So, okay. So my plan right now is to continue to learn every day, but it's very interesting. For example, I live here. I watch the news and it's really related to me. For example, it's very hot these days, a heat wave, and I follow the same subject and I watch the whole week of the same topic, heat wave in the news, and I really feel I'm part of the society. And but on the other hand, I know the vocabulary is very important for me, so I'm trying to look for ways to learn vocabulary in a way that I can communicate with the people. Besides watching TV, news, I want to be able to communicate with people as well. But now I don't stress myself. I try not to take class. I want to see how I can have a language immersion without taking a class with a teacher or in school.
Ok, donc dans la vie quotidienne, dans la vie de tous les jours. Très bien, ok. Est-ce que tu as un dernier mot à nous dire? Quelque chose dont tu voudrais nous parler, qui n'a rien à voir, peut-être un sujet différent, quelque chose que tu veux partager, profiter de cette occasion?
I would say try every method you like. It is not a problem of learning by yourself or taking an online course or learn in Alliance Française. Or have a private teacher, or you just buy lots of books. It's not a problem. If you love learning French, if you have a good purpose, you want to get the diploma for further study or for naturalization or for your own interest, just go for it. I know some people, they would worry about if I'm learning French with the right method, and what if I do not have the budget? But learning is about the quality time that you sit down and memorize the phrases, the vocabulary. So it can be anything, any method.
Ok, très bien, effectivement. La motivation, c'est très important.
Yeah, and I also have to thank Jean for his book. It's wonderful, and I also introduced his book to my friends. So just take a look of what he offers. It's very, very useful especially for the exam. And his book is affordable. Ok,
merci. Je suis très content que ce soit utile. C'est vraiment l'objectif.
Yeah, I hope he will give me some free books.
Ok, on verra les prochains, ouais. Ok.
Ok.
Alors, merci, voilà. Merci beaucoup, Carine, pour avoir partagé ton expérience du DELF B1. Je suis sûr que ça va être très, très utile à de nombreuses personnes. Bien sûr, t'es la bienvenue pour revenir nous parler du DELF B2 quand tu l'auras passé et réussi.
Oui, merci beaucoup. 多謝.
Si vous aussi, vous avez réussi un examen en français, que ce soit le DELF ou le TEF, si vous souhaitez en parler et partager votre expérience comme Carine, vous pouvez me contacter via le site getsetfrench.com. Et comme d'habitude, si vous avez aimé ce podcast, mettez une bonne note sur Apple Podcast ou Spotify ou un gentil commentaire. Ce sera très utile pour moi et pour les autres. Voilà, bon courage pour votre préparation à l'examen et à la prochaine fois.